I think I'm live. Okay, yes, I am definitely live. Hello and welcome to Thursday Titbit on a Friday. I know, yesterday just ran away with me, and this is something that I'm going to do in next week's midweek mindset. I'm also super excited. So I tend to do these going live from StreamYard, and it used to be that I would do them live on StreamYard and record on my phone for LinkedIn. Turns out I must have somewhere along the line missed the LinkedIn email that said I could now go live on LinkedIn. So yay, this is my first live on LinkedIn, and it means I can actually also be here with Instagram as well. So hello, thank you very much for being here live. We are talking today about coming from a place of love, not fear. And this is for communication, it's for life in general. And what does that mean? What does it mean to you? How does it impact your communication? How does it impact your life? So when I say love, let's get the definitions sorted first. When I say love, I mean the things that you love. So when you come from what you would love, from what you do love, from what gets your juices flowing, when you come from a place of what is important to you, when you come from a place of joy, of passion, of purpose, and all of that juicy stuff, that's what I mean by love. So it doesn't mean love. When I come from love, it doesn't have to be that. So if that is something you're like, I come from love, that means I have to be like some weird hippie woo person. Yes, you can be, but no, you don't have to be. And welcome, I have a massive woohoo coming from the lovely Victoria Dio, who is seeing me live on LinkedIn for the first time. And welcome to Claire as well, who's joined on Instagram. This is all very exciting. So coming from love, not fear, how does this help you with communication and also life in general? So, and this is my big Thursday tip bit. And those of you who've seen my Thursday tip bits before know I like to keep them as concise as possible, preferably around under the 10 minutes. So if you're watching this on replay, then hello to you too. And it's about coming from that place when you're speaking. Your voice is a reflection of every experience or emotion you have ever had, witnessed, or imagined. So that means the emotions you're going through in the moment as much as what you've been through in the past. When you are communicating, if you're coming from a place of what you love, when you're living your life, if you're coming from a place of what you love, what is good, what is easy, what brings joy, all of the good stuff, then that comes across when you are speaking. Your words literally resonate more with people. They sound more true. They have a different quality to them. If you are coming from life from a place of fear, which is the opposite of love, right? Fear is the fear of fear is very often that there's not enough love. And when I say love in that context, I mean acceptance, appreciation, acknowledgement, belonging. So fear is the fear of not belonging, of not being accepted, not being appreciated, being seen as less than. And less than might be too much, right? The fear of being too much is like, oh no. So all of those fears, when we come from that place in life, in our voice, then we don't sound like we're in our truth. We sound unreliable. We sound less knowledgeable. You might be really knowledgeable on a topic, but if you're coming from a place of fear, if you're coming from a place of, I don't know these people, or sometimes for some people worse, oh my goodness, this is a room full of my peers, and who am I to be speaking about this when some of them probably know more? When we come from fear in life and when we're speaking, then we create tension. Now, some kind of tension can be good, right? Creative tension, a deadline. You can give me some love if you, like me, work better to a tight deadline. I've literally just been creating, this is my little chart here that I have for my deadline for my new online courses that I'm creating. I work better that way. So a little bit of tension in some ways is good. But if we're in the fear tension of lack, that there's not enough, we're not going to be appreciated, thank you for the love there on Instagram, then that comes through in your voice. So coming from a place of what you would love, is very often the answer. If there's a speaking situation that you don't like, come from a place of what you would love someone to go away with. Not everyone in the room. If you've heard me speak before, you know you don't like everyone. Why the hell should everyone like you, right? But if you're coming from the place of what you would love, I would love one person to go away from this live with an awareness of, oh, actually, yes, in that speaking situation, I'm afraid that I might not be appreciated, or other people might know more than me, or I do. In that situation, I speak from fear. So if you're coming from what you would love, I would love one person to go away from this having an awareness of, actually, it makes a difference. What am I thinking about? Am I thinking about what I have got or what might happen positively as a result of making this choice, saying what I'm saying, leaving this job, finding a new job, creating something new, whatever it is for you? If you're coming from the place of what you would love for it, what it might create positively, then the impact is going to be better than if you're coming from a place of fear of, but what if negative? What if they don't like me? What if someone disagrees with me? What if they laugh at me? What if I stay here and it all falls apart? I was speaking to a friend the other day, and this is where we come out of communication in some ways and into just life. And they're in a job that is just not satisfying them anymore. They hate the job. They hate going into it. The atmosphere is horrible. Lots of people have left recently, which says to me that the company hasn't got something about communication right. They haven't got a culture of clear communication, which that's another rant and a different Thursday tidbit. And I said to my friend, well, before you leave, you know, what the jobs that you're applying for, I've been for a couple of interviews at a couple of new places. I said, you know, are those jobs that you're applying for, what are you know, have you matched the values? Do you know, what would you love? What kind of company would you love to work for? Oh, I don't care about that. I just need a new job. So that's a choice being made from fear. That's a choice of, I hate where I am. And it's literally jumping from the metaphorical or proverbial frying pan into the allegorical fire, right? I hate where I am. I just need to get out. So interviewing for jobs at companies where they haven't done, my friend hasn't sat down and said, actually, where would I love to work? What kind of company would I love to work for? What values would they stand for? What kind of work would I love to be doing? What positive impact would the work that I'm doing have on other people? And this is where your communication comes in, the way you're talking to yourself. But no, my friend's going, no, I just need to get out of this job. And what happens then is they'll go into another job that probably isn't satisfying, is horrible, and those similar problems will move with them. Now, if it's an interim and you just need to get out of there, sometimes you just need to get out. And this for her is a job, but it could be any situation. Whereas if you come from a place of what you would love, as opposed to the fear, I'm in a horrible place, I just need to get out, I'm running away, I can't take it. And the third issue with that is, and here's another Thursday tidbit, start taking action when things start to go wrong. Don't wait until you're in the real pain. I work with too many people who come to me and they don't come to me until they're in the real pain. It's like, oh, I could have saved you 3 years of torment. But sometimes, you know, we just need to have that extra poker before we take action. But that takes us off topic, sort of. So let's come back to the fear, love. If you're in that space of making a decision from what you would love, right? So you're in a horrible job, things are not working out. You've then got choices. Or if you work for yourself, you've got something that's not working, or someone you need to have a challenging conversation with, whatever it is, whether it's in your romantic life or your professional life or your whatever part of your life. If you catch it early enough, if you're coming from a place of what you would love, well, I would love this situation to be different. I would love to be X, Y, and Z. Then it's much easier to have that challenging conversation. It can still be challenging, but you can have the challenging conversation, and that conversation might mean you don't have to turn your whole life upside down. So say you have that conversation and actually things don't work out. Right? It's very rare in my experience, but sometimes people go, actually, I've had that conversation, and what I've realized is something else in my life needs to change. So then when you're in that something else needs to change, if you're coming from a place of love, what would I love for this? What kind of company would I love to work for? What kind of relationship would I love to be in? What kind of home would I love to create? What holiday would I love? Whatever it is, not just, oh, I need a break, I'm just going to get away. Okay, I'm going to book that one. Right? That's doing something in fear. When we create it from what we would love, it's amazing what can happen, because then when you're speaking about it, then you're in a different energy. And again, particularly, let's take work. You're selling a new product. You're going for an interview. If you're going for an interview in something that you know that you are passionate about and that there's something that you love behind it, that's going to resonate so much stronger than I just need a new job. If you're in the I just need a job or I just need to sell this energy, it's harsher. So if you're coming from a place of what you would love, it's amazing what you can create. And the opposite to my friend who's in that place at the moment is a client who I had, who again was in a position that they hated. They didn't like the people. They weren't feeling valued. Lots and lots and lots. We worked on, well, what would you love? And we sat down, and there was fear around, oh, I can't do this. But the job market, it's like, let's start from a place of everything. We created all the values the company would need to have, the values the people they would be working with would need to have, what they want to contribute, how that would look, what that would feel like. We made all this. And long story short, that client ended up finding/creating, because it's what they were looking for, the job that they are now in, which, yes, of course, has its challenges, right? That's why I said sometimes you might be doing what you love. It doesn't mean you love what you're doing. And I'll explain that in a second. So yes, of course, there's still challenges, but coming from that place of this is what I would love means that when you approach those challenges, it's like, but if I sort this out, then I will still be creating that thing. I came here for a strong reason. So just to finish, I want to say, that little thing I touched on just there, when you're coming from that place of what you would love, of joy, ease, bliss, happiness, purpose, and we'll talk about passion and purpose another day. You might not always love what you are doing. Right? I don't love social media. I quite love doing lives and videos, but the other elements of social media, I find it quite draining. Having to always be there, I don't love it. So I don't love what I am doing, but I love what I do. And I know that sometimes an element of social media is essential for helping more people know where I am, what I do, who I am, whether they like me or not, right? And whether they want more or not. So the not liking what I'm doing helps me do what I love. And because I am in a place of, but it has a bigger picture, and it's from a positive place. I'm not doing it out of fear. I'm not doing it out of, if I do this, I'm going to miss out. I'm doing it because it helps me get more of what I love. So I don't like doing detailed stuff. I hate marketing. I will be getting someone to do that for me because it's not where my energies are best spent. But I do it at the moment because I don't have someone doing it for me. I'm not at that point in my business yet. And I know it helps me build a bigger business that I love, because that's where I'm coming from. So we don't always love what we're doing, but if you love what you do, if you love where you are, if you love what you are creating, whether that's personally or professionally in your life, having that thing that's bigger than you, that you want to be doing, that you feel something passionate about and going towards that, it's so much more powerful. And when you're communicating with people, it is reflected in your voice, because your voice is a reflection of every thought, feeling, emotion, experience that you have ever had, witnessed, or imagined. And so when we are speaking, what people hear is what we are feeling in that moment about what we're talking about, and what we feel, think about it from our experiences in the past. So it's about balancing those and letting go of the fear and coming into what you would love. What I would love to know is, when you have focused on what you would love, how has that changed things positively for you? So when you're focused on, yes, that's what I would love, how has it helped you speak better? Obviously, that is my key focus, but how has it also helped you create what you're passionate about. So thank you very much for being here on my Thursday Tidbit on Friday. And I will be back on Wednesday with my midweek mindset. And I had an idea of what that's going to be earlier, and I think I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't quite remember. It'll be something genius, or I will make it up on the spot, and it will still be fabulous. So go have a lovely, lovely weekend. Take care. Thank you for being here. Any questions, obviously, always feel free to get in touch, and I will see you soon. Bye.